Alright guys, I am Pure Phoenix and I am bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. Today I have a Protoss vs Zerg matchup on the map Entombed Valley, featuring the red Zerg spawning down the bottom right corner, Oxide, and the blue Protoss spawning up the top right, Blitz, from the popular Australian clan Terra Australis. Now this map is being played on Entombed Valley, which is a common map for Protoss to do some kind of gateway all-in, and it is a toss favoured map if they can execute this build accurately and properly, and we can expect to see the Zerg expanding rapidly and maybe being on 3 bases by the 6 or 7 minute mark in the match. So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. It is a high caliber match again, and we can expect to see some interesting conflicts. So this is the second video that I am posting on my channel, and I'm going to continue to post daily. I value everyone's support and feedback, subscribing, commenting, liking, all of that kind of thing on my videos. It does help me a lot, and it keeps motivating me to create new content and to produce new videos. So at this stage in the game, it looks like both players are going straight for an expansion. I know Blitz is getting a forge down and Oxide is getting a spawning pool down, so we might just see some kind of fast hatchery with lings to defend for Oxide and a forge to get some cannons and defend an expansion for Blitz, the Protoss player. So I believe both players have now located their opponent. That had a quick scout around. It's fairly obvious that they're both going for a bit of a fast expansion. That drone sneaking through the Protoss base, and now the forge has finished, so Blitz is able to get a couple of cannons down, although he might... Okay, he's going to put the first cannon down and then maybe go for the expansion. Okay, he's put a cannon down, then gone for the gateway, and we can expect to see the expansion dropping now, while the hatchery meanwhile has gone down for Oxide down the bottom right corner. Overlord spread straight away from Oxide, as he knows where his opponent is. He can get that Overlord in early and get some scouting information. So Blitz will chuck in that Nexus right now. There it is, and Oxide has seen it go down. So both players are... well, Blitz is about to be aware of Oxide's expansion, maybe. Yeah, both players are aware of each other's natural base being taken, so there is really nothing too aggressive happening this early in the game. Although that drone does manage to... oh no, it doesn't survive. It goes down due to that one defensive cannon, which was well placed by Blitz behind that gateway and forge to stop some kind of baneling run in or something. He's got that extra strength from these two healthier structures, and now we might see some Zerglings produced for Oxide to create a bit of early pressure, although I don't think much is going to be done with that cannon in the way. So now we're seeing a cybernetics core down for Blitz, and he's walled this in quite nicely, only a little gap for units to run in, so a large number of Zerglings isn't going to be a problem wiping out a mineral line or anything like that. So if we have a look at the income tab, we'll see that Blitz is slightly ahead on the harvesters count at the moment, and Oxide appears to have supply blocked himself, but I'm sure an Overlord will pop. Oh, an Overlord's not popping for about 15 seconds, so slight mistake of macro there, but it does happen to the best players. Now a third base down at the 5 minute mark, as expected for Oxide, so he's going to try to get that stronger economy up early in order to be on top of this game, and Queen might be able to take out... yep, the second Queen helps, and they do take out that scouting probe. Not that there was much to see really in Oxide's base. There's no tech looking building, he's not even mining gas yet, and at this stage he's just looking like he's going to go into heavy drone production to saturate his 2 expansion bases. So Blitz has got a Zealot out, completing the wall in, making sure that no Zergling can run in and scout the base, and he does his duty there by slaying the Zergling at the bottom of the ramp. And now it looks like Blitz is getting a attack upgrade from the forge, so we could be seeing some kind of gateway all in. If we see a couple more gateways produced up here or here, yep, right on time. There are now going to be 4 gateways with the gateway research to follow shortly, and with a +1 attack upgrade. So this could be, as I predicted, a gateway all-in on the Oxide, the red Zerg player. So this third base has now finished, and Oxide is not producing anything. I don't think he needs... Wow, he is now pumping out 13 drones at once, and Blitz has thrown down, what's that, 6 new gateways on top of this. So he's going to have 7 gateways and +1 attack, warp gate finishing in about 5 seconds. So it definitely appears that this is going to be a gateway all-in, and he might be able to pull it off at this stage. I can't see what Oxide's going to be able to defend with, although with an economy that is 3 bases strong, all saturated, and a large attacking or defensive force can easily be produced. So a Roach Warren going down now, as well as Zergling speed for Oxide. So we could get an interesting mix of Roaches and Zerglings to count, which would counter well against the gateway units of Stalkers, Zealots, and Sentries. Especially the Roaches on those Stalkers could be very effective. So now Oxide's going to try and take down these rocks so that he can connect all his bases together to a nice little spread of creep, and he's continuing to spread creep towards his enemy's base to get that speed advantage. So now somewhere there is a Twilight Council going down for Blitz, and he's going to research Blink, so we might see a very large number of Stalkers be produced shortly, and some interesting Blink Micro to counter the Speedlings and Roaches of Oxide. So speed for Zerglings is almost finished. Roach Warren is up, and a bunch of Roaches and Zerglings popping from all 3 bases now. So if we look at the income tab, we see that Blitz is still leading on the harvesters count, still off 2 bases. So I think Oxide definitely needs to increase the amount of harvesters he has in order to fully optimize those 3 bases that he has running. So now Blitz has moved forward and got a forward pylon going down. He's got a small force of about 6 sentries, a couple of zealots, and 3 stalkers, but I don't think it's really going to be enough to do any kind of damage to the forces of Oxide, where he does have about 6 roaches and a bunch more zerglings. Although now there's a much larger force for the Protoss player Blitz, and he does have that +1 attack upgrade as well, which could be very handy later in the game. Even now, he can move forward onto this third base, he can take out that queen easily, and he managed to take out a lot of these drones, and Oxide really needed to take down those rocks earlier, because he now has a long amount of time before he's able to support and defend his third base. It looks like his third base might go down. Oxide needed to get some force fields away there. It's a little too late as these Zerglings did reach their opponents, but a very large Protoss force now who does take out this third base, and Oxide's still trying to get rid of these third rocks, but there is no chance that he's going to be able to come back in this one, I don't think. By the time the rocks go down, Blitz has a much larger force of guys. His army is much stronger, his units are much stronger. He does have that +1 attack which he got early in the game, and it doesn't really look like Oxide can do much at this point. He does have a few Zerglings and a few Roaches, but those 7 gateways producing all those units with the upgrade and the blink, Oxide GG's and leaves the game. So I really think that came down to Blitz making a good decision, getting a fast Nexus to match the fast hatchery of Oxide, and then getting 7 or 8 gateways to go with it. And also, while the forces looked somewhat equal at one stage, the +1 attack makes a world of difference, especially earlier in battle. And also little things like Oxide, if he took out those rocks there, he could have arrived in time and took out some of this Protoss army before it grew into such a large death ball. So well played by both players. Blitz taking out this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave feedback again and continue to support me, and there'll be more to come. Thanks very much.